Hello, wonderful friends. Welcome back to Doctor's Hidden Tips channel, your trusted source for health secrets that actually work. If you're new here, I'm so glad you found us. This is the place where we cut through the confusion and give you real, practical health advice you can use today. And if you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. You're part of our growing family of health-conscious viewers who believe it's never too late to take control of your well-being. Now, before we dive into today's eye-opening topic, let me ask you something. Are you over 60? Do you start your morning with a cup of coffee? Maybe 2? Perhaps 3? If you just nodded your head, I need you to stop everything you're doing right now and pay very close attention, because what I'm about to share with you could literally save your life. Here's the thing. Coffee isn't your enemy. In fact, coffee can be incredibly beneficial for your health, but only if you're drinking it the right way. And here's what nobody is telling you. After age 60, your body changes in ways that completely transform how coffee affects your heart. I know. You've been drinking coffee for decades. Your grandmother drank coffee every day and lived to be 95. You're thinking, what could be wrong with my coffee routine? Well, let me tell you about Margaret. Margaret was a vibrant 67-year-old retired teacher. She loved her morning ritual, waking up at 6 a.m., brewing a strong pot of coffee, and drinking 3 large cups before 9 a.m., all on an empty stomach. She'd been doing this for 40 years. Margaret felt fine until one Tuesday morning when she didn't. The irregular heartbeat that landed her in the emergency room was a wake-up call, literally. The cardiologist's words shocked her. "Margaret, your coffee habit is playing Russian roulette with your heart." Now, I'm sharing Margaret's story not to scare you, but to prepare you. Because Margaret made 5 critical mistakes with her coffee routine, mistakes that millions of people over 60 are making right now. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what those mistakes are and how to fix them. So, grab your favorite beverage, ironically it might be coffee, get comfortable, and let's talk about something that could add years to your life and life to your years. Part 1. Why everything changes after 60. Let's start with the foundation, understanding what happens to your body after 60. Think of your body like a vintage car. A 1963 Mustang is a beautiful machine, but you can't treat it the same way you'd treat a brand new vehicle, right? You need premium fuel, more frequent maintenance, and a gentler touch. Your body after 60 works the same way. When you cross that 60-year threshold, several significant changes happen. First, your metabolism slows down by about 20 to 25%. This means everything, including caffeine, stays in your system much longer than it used to. That cup of coffee you drink at 3 p.m., when you were 30, your body cleared it out by dinner time. Now, at 65, it might still be coursing through your veins at midnight, affecting your sleep whether you realize it or not. Second, your cardiovascular system becomes more sensitive. The walls of your blood vessels aren't as elastic as they once were. Your heart has to work a bit harder to pump blood throughout your body. This is normal aging, nothing to panic about, but it means your heart is less forgiving of substances that increase stress on the cardiovascular system. Third, and this is the big one, your body's ability to regulate blood pressure becomes less efficient. When you were younger, your body could compensate quickly when coffee spiked your blood pressure. Now, not so much. Those temporary spikes can become more prolonged and more dangerous. Here's a fascinating fact. Studies show that caffeine can increase blood pressure by 5 to 10 points within 30 minutes of consumption. For a healthy 30-year-old, this is like a tiny blip on the radar. For someone over 60, especially someone with pre-existing hypertension, this could be the difference between a good day and the trip to the emergency room. Let me paint a picture of what happens inside your body when you drink coffee the wrong way after 60. Imagine your cardiovascular system as an intricate network of highways. Coffee sends a surge of traffic onto these highways. When you're young, you have plenty of lanes, smooth roads, and efficient traffic management. After 60, some lanes are narrower, there might be some construction zones, and the traffic management system isn't quite as responsive. Now, if you suddenly flood this system with a massive rush of traffic, especially on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, you're creating a traffic jam that stresses the entire system. This is exactly what happens with your blood vessels, your heart, and your circulatory system when you drink coffee the wrong way after 60. Part 2. The 5 deadly coffee mistakes people over 60 make. All right, let's get into the meat of this discussion. Here are the 5 critical mistakes that could be sabotaging your heart health. Mistake number 1. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach. This is the #1 offender, and it's probably the most common mistake I see. Picture this. You wake up, stumble into the kitchen, and the first thing you do is pour yourself a large cup of strong coffee. You drink it quickly because you need that caffeine boost. Sound familiar? Here's the problem. When coffee hits an empty stomach, several things happen that are particularly dangerous for people over 60. First, coffee stimulates the production of stomach acid. Without food to buffer this acid, it can irritate your stomach lining and even contribute to acid reflux, which, by the way, becomes more common as we age. But more importantly for your heart, when you drink coffee on an empty stomach, the caffeine is absorbed much more rapidly into your bloodstream. This creates a sudden, sharp spike in your cortisol levels, your stress hormone. For your aging cardiovascular system, this is like hitting the gas pedal while your car is still in park. The engine revs, everything gets stressed, and nothing good comes from it. This cortisol spike causes a chain reaction: increased heart rate, elevated blood pressure, and increased insulin resistance. For someone over 60, this triple threat can set you up for cardiovascular events. I had a patient, Robert, a former construction worker, tough as nails, never complained about anything. He'd been drinking coffee on an empty stomach for 30 years. When we ran some tests, his morning cortisol levels were through the roof, nearly double what they should be. Once we changed his coffee routine and had him eat something first, his blood pressure dropped 15 points within a month. 15 points without any medication changes. Mistake number 2. Drinking too much too fast. Americans love their supersized everything, and coffee is no exception. We've normalized drinking massive amounts of coffee at lightning speed. But here's what you need to understand. The dose makes the poison. For people over 60, the safe amount of caffeine is different from what it was when you were 40. Current research suggests that people over 60 should limit caffeine intake to about 200 to 300 milligrams per day. That's roughly 2 8-ounce cups of regular coffee. But wait, you might be thinking, I drink 4 cups a day and I feel fine. Here's the thing about cardiovascular damage. It's sneaky. It's cumulative. It doesn't always send obvious warning signals until significant damage has been done. Your heart might be struggling, your blood vessels might be stressed, and you feel fine because you've adapted to operating in a slightly compromised state. It's like slowly turning up the heat under a pot with a frog in it. A morbid analogy, I know, but effective. The change is gradual enough that you don't notice until suddenly you do. And the speed at which you drink coffee matters just as much as the amount. Chugging a large coffee in 10 minutes creates a much sharper spike in blood pressure and heart rate than sipping the same amount over an hour. Mistake number 4. Drinking coffee at the wrong time of day. Most people don't realize that timing is everything when it comes to coffee and heart health. Your body has a natural circadian rhythm, an internal clock that regulates everything from hormone production to blood pressure. When you drink coffee the wrong time, you're essentially throwing a wrench into this fine-tuned system. Here's what happens. Your cortisol levels naturally peak in the morning between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. When you drink coffee during this peak, you're artificially boosting an already elevated cortisol level. This is like adding gasoline to a fire. The worst time for people over 60 to drink coffee is immediately upon waking and during that morning cortisol peak. The best time is actually between 9:30 and 11:30 a.m., after your cortisol levels have naturally started to decline. And here's another crucial point. Never ever drink coffee after 2 p.m. if you're over 60. I can already hear some of you protesting, but I need my afternoon pick. Listen, that afternoon coffee is destroying your sleep quality, and poor sleep is one of the biggest risk factors for heart disease. Remember how I said caffeine stays in your system longer after 60? That afternoon coffee at 3 p.m. is still affecting your body at 11 p.m. when you're trying to sleep. Even if you fall asleep, the quality is compromised, and poor sleep quality increases inflammation, raises blood pressure, and stresses your cardiovascular system. It's a vicious cycle. You sleep poorly, so you need more coffee the next day, which makes you sleep poorly again, which requires even more coffee. See the problem? Mistake number 4, adding the wrong things to your coffee. Let's talk about what you're putting in your coffee, because this is where good intentions go horribly wrong. Sugar, artificial sweeteners, flavored creamers, heavy cream. These additions are turning your potentially beneficial cup of coffee into a cardiovascular time bomb. Here's why. Sugar causes inflammation. Inflammation damages blood vessels. Damaged blood vessels increase the risk of heart attacks and strokes. It's really that straightforward. And for people over 60, the ability to process sugar efficiently is already compromised. Adding multiple teaspoons of sugar to your coffee multiple times a day is like throwing darts at your cardiovascular system. But I use artificial sweeteners, some of you might say. That's healthier, right? Well, recent research suggests artificial sweeteners may actually be worse for your heart health than sugar. Studies have shown they can alter gut bacteria, increase insulin resistance, and may even increase the risk of cardiovascular events. And those flavored creamers, they're typically loaded with hydrogenated oils, trans fats in disguise. Trans fats are to your arteries what rust is to pipes. They cause buildup, narrowing, and eventual blockage. Mistake number 5, drinking coffee with certain medications. This is the mistake that absolutely terrifies me because it's so common and so dangerous. If you're over 60, chances are you're taking at least one medication. Many of you are probably taking several. And here's what most people don't know. Coffee can interact with common medications in ways that can seriously harm your heart. Blood pressure medications, thyroid medications, antidepressants, osteoporosis medications, blood thinners. Coffee can interfere with all of these and more. For example, coffee can reduce the effectiveness of some beta blockers by up to 30%. Imagine taking your heart medication faithfully every day, thinking you're protected, but unknowingly sabotaging it with your coffee routine. Or consider this, if you're taking medication for osteoporosis, coffee can interfere with calcium absorption, making your medication less effective. And if you're on blood thinners, coffee can increase the risk of bleeding. The tragedy is that most doctors don't specifically ask about coffee consumption, and most patients don't think to mention it because it seems so harmless. Part 3. The right way to drink coffee after 60. Now that I've thoroughly frightened you, sorry about that, but you needed to hear it, let's talk about the good news. You don't have to give up coffee. You just need to drink it smarter. Here's your new coffee protocol for optimal heart health after 60. The perfect morning routine. Step 1. Wake up and immediately drink a large glass of water. Hydration is crucial because overnight you've been fasting for 8 hours and your body is dehydrated. Drinking water first helps regulate blood pressure and prepares your system. Step 2. Eat something. I don't mean a full breakfast necessarily, but have something substantial, a piece of whole grain toast with avocado, some Greek yogurt with berries, or a hard-boiled egg. The protein and healthy fats will slow down caffeine absorption and prevent that dangerous spike. Step 3. Wait at least 30 minutes after eating before you have your coffee. I know, this seems like torture, but think of it as an investment in your longevity. This wait time allows your food to begin digesting and creates a buffer for the caffeine. And when you do drink coffee, make it count. Use high-quality coffee beans, brew it properly, and drink it slowly. I'm talking about taking 30 to 45 minutes to finish a cup, not gulping it down in 5 minutes. The optimal coffee composition. Here's what should go in your coffee. First choice, nothing at all. Black coffee is actually incredibly healthy when consumed properly. It's packed with antioxidants and has been shown to reduce the risk of several diseases. Second choice, a small amount of grass-fed butter or MCT oil. This sounds bizarre, but adding healthy fats to your coffee slows caffeine absorption and provides sustained energy without the spike and crash. It's called bulletproof coffee, and while it sounds trendy, there's solid science behind it. Third choice, a splash of unsweetened almond milk or coconut milk, and if you absolutely must sweeten it, use a tiny amount of raw honey or stevia, and I mean truly tiny, like a quarter teaspoon. The heart-healthy coffee formula. Here's a recipe I recommend to my patients over 60. 8 ounces of freshly brewed high-quality coffee, 1 teaspoon of grass-fed butter or coconut oil, a pinch of cinnamon, which helps regulate blood sugar, optional, 1/8 teaspoon of raw cacao powder for additional antioxidants. Blend it until frothy. This creates a creamy, satisfying drink that supports heart health rather than sabotaging it. The timing strategy. Your ideal coffee schedule after 60 should look like this. 6 to 7 a.m., wake up, drink water. 7 to 7:30 a.m., eat breakfast. 9:30 to 10 a.m., first cup of coffee, sipped slowly over 30 to 45 minutes. 12:30 to 1 p.m., optional second cup with or after lunch if you tolerate it well. After 2 p.m., no more caffeine, period. The quantity rule. Limit yourself to 1 or 2 8-ounce cups per day, not 3, not 4, not the giant 20-ounce gas station monstrosity, 1 or 2 reasonable cups. If you're currently drinking more than this, don't quit cold turkey. That can cause withdrawal headaches and fatigue. Reduce gradually, cutting back by half a cup every 3 to 4 days. Part 4. The surprising benefits when you get it right. Here's the exciting part. When you drink coffee the right way after 60, amazing things happen. Research shows that moderate coffee consumption, done correctly, can actually protect your heart. Studies have found that people who drink coffee mindfully have a lower risk of heart failure, stroke, and coronary artery disease by coffee is packed with polyphenols, powerful antioxidants that fight inflammation and protect blood vessel walls from damage. It can improve endothelial function, which is fancy medical speak for how well your blood vessels expand and contract. One study followed over 21,000 people for more than a decade and found that people who drank 2 to 3 cups of coffee daily had a 10 to 15% lower risk of heart disease compared to non-coffee drinkers, but only when consumed properly. I've seen this transformation firsthand countless times. Patients come in with borderline hypertension, elevated cholesterol, and concerning cardiovascular markers. We optimize their coffee routine, not eliminating it, just optimizing it, and within 3 months, we see measurable improvements. Blood pressure drops, inflammation markers decrease, energy levels stabilize instead of spiking and crashing. Sleep quality improves, which creates a cascade of positive health effects. Remember Margaret from the beginning of this video? After her emergency room scare, we completely restructured her coffee routine. She went from 3 large cups on an empty stomach to 2 moderate cups with food, properly timed. 6 months later, her cardiologist said her heart health had improved so significantly that it was like turning back the clock 10 years. Part 5. Practical Tips for Implementation. I know change is hard, especially when we're talking about a decades-long habit, so let me give you some practical strategies to make this transition easier. Strategy number 1, the gradual reduction method. If you're currently drinking 4 cups a day, don't try to drop to 2 overnight. Your body will rebel. Instead, reduce by 1/4 cup every 4 days. This gives your body time to adjust without triggering withdrawal symptoms. Strategy number 2, the quality over quantity approach. Invest in really good coffee. I'm talking about freshly roasted organic beans from a reputable source. When your coffee tastes amazing, you'll naturally savor it more, drink it more slowly, and feel satisfied with less. Strategy number 3, the ritual replacement. Part of what we love about coffee isn't just the caffeine. It's the ritual, the comfort, the warm mug in our hands. When you cut back, replace that ritual with something else. Herbal tea, hot water with lemon, or even a decaf coffee in the afternoon can provide that comforting ritual without the cardiovascular stress. Strategy number 4, the accountability partner. Share your new coffee protocol with a friend or family member who can help keep you accountable. Better yet, find someone who also wants to optimize their coffee routine and do it together. Strategy number 5, the tracking method. Keep a simple journal for the first month. Write down when you drink coffee, how much, what you add to it, and how you feel afterward. You'll start noticing patterns, and this awareness alone will help you make better choices. So, my friends, let's bring this all together. Coffee isn't your enemy. It never was. But after 60, the rules change, and you have to be smarter about how you enjoy this beloved beverage. To recap the golden rules, never drink coffee on an empty stomach. Always eat first, wait a bit, then enjoy your coffee slowly. Limit yourself to 1 or 2 moderate cups per day, 8 ounces, not 20. Time your coffee for mid-morning and early afternoon at the latest, never immediately upon waking, and never after 2 p.m. Skip the sugar, artificial sweeteners, and chemical-laden creamers. If you must add something, choose healthy fats like grass-fed butter or coconut oil. Check with your doctor about potential interactions between coffee and any medications you're taking. If you implement these 5 simple changes, I promise you within just a few weeks you'll feel the difference. Your energy will be more stable, your sleep will improve, and your heart will thank you. Remember, living well after 60 isn't about deprivation, it's about optimization. It's about working with your body, not against it. It's about making small, intelligent adjustments that add up to big results. Your heart has been beating faithfully for you for over 6 decades. It's carried you through every moment of your life, every joy, every challenge, every triumph. Don't you think it deserves your care and attention now? That morning cup of coffee can be part of a healthy, vibrant life after 60. You just need to be strategic about it. Now, if you found this information valuable, and I really hope you did, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Here on Doctor's Hidden Tips channel, we're committed to bringing you practical, science-based health information that actually works. We cut through the noise and give you real strategies for living your best life at any age. Drop a comment below and let me know, what's your current coffee routine? Are you making any of these 5 mistakes? What changes are you going to implement starting tomorrow? And hey, if you know someone over 60 who loves their coffee, and let's be honest, who doesn't, share this video with them. You might literally save their life. Coming up next week, we're talking about the 5 foods that people over 60 think are healthy, but are actually destroying their joints. You're not going to want to miss that one. Until then, remember, age is just a number, but health is a choice. Choose to treat your body with the respect and care it deserves. Take care of yourselves, enjoy your coffee the right way, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay healthy, stay happy.